Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome my webinar today. Today we're gonna talk about what? About describing people. So mostly adjectives are popular and not so difficult. Maybe at the end, more advanced adjectives you will have, but not from the very start. We'll start from something simple, maybe simpler, and then we'll move on to something more challenging. Of course, first let me know whether you can hear me well and whether everything is audible, and then we'll move on to the topic as it's, I think, reasonable way of having it. Reasonable also is something that you can use to describe people. When somebody's way of thinking is reasonable, it means that they think in, like well thought way. So, hi Kasia, hi Teresa, great to see you two here, and the other students are there. I see you, even maybe not like in the full picture, but still the numbers. So let's get started from who I am and these kind of things. So my name is Tom, and I'm a teacher of English, of course. And you can find probably some things about me on the internet. So just Google it later. You'll find probably my Facebook, my Instagram that I am currently working on, and other things that I'm still creating. And hopefully one day I'll have even more of it because I like sharing. I like sharing with more and more people the knowledge that I currently have. Okay, so let's get started. This will take around 25 minutes. So you will learn some basic adjectives which you can use for describing people, but also more advanced ones. So a lot of practice, also some exercises, and at the end of this webinar, you will also get the access to my newsletter from this week. So everything all together may change your English, I think, thoroughly or greatly. Okay, so let's move on. Describing people is the topic. Hi, Renata. Hi, Philip, or hi, F. I don't know exactly who is, let's say this guy here, but hard for me to say. Okay, so the first question that we have here is, what you been up to lately? What you been up to lately? So in general, what's up? What's up? How is things? So this is the question. In the other words is, how are you? So it's also something that you can use. So what you've been up to lately? Maybe some, I don't know, new purchase, you bought something new, you had a birthday of your friend. I don't know what else. You clean your window. Clean windows is also important. I mean, more light and getting to your room. And what else? These kind of things. So anything that comes to your mind is fine. So what have you been up to? Me today, I've been studying quite a lot. I mean, two languages, so Japanese and German as usual. And additionally, I was thinking about a new camera because I want to buy something full frame, as I used to take photos with my Canon 60D, and currently I'm changing my camera so that I'm able to make proper vlogs in the future. So this is just my day, and other things about investing and this stuff. So quite busy day on the go. So what about you? Always you can say nothing special, same old, or I'm. These are the things that you can also answer if nothing comes to your mind. it's just same old. Nothing happened recently. Okay, I will be not asking these kind of questions because I know that maybe it's not so easy to answer them. Okay, so let's move on. Here we have some pictures with different adjectives. These materials is probably ESL stuff, so I just put their source there. But they prepare it very well, and I like these pictures. So here you have some of the adjectives that are really popular. The first one is anxious. Anxious is when you are worried. It's very common when your parent might be quite worried, so anxious, especially before some exams, or I don't know, before your wedding, before every single thing. A parent might be worried. Naughty is when, you know, there is a kid and they see a lollipop or something sweet and they try to take it from the kitchen top. It's like being a bit naughty. Naughty in general is like behaving not wrongly, but naughty is also not being really obedient. It's like being disobedient. Disobedient is also very similar one. Stubborn, if somebody is stubborn, so it doesn't really matter what you say them, it's always like they have to tell, that's not true, this one is the right one. So stubborn. Impatient, probably you know, it's just negative of patient. So patient person is able to wait in a line for a long time. Sensitive, it comes from sense. So the feelings. So if somebody is sensitive, it's like, you know, when you see something romantic or emotional, you tend to cry more often or something like that. And I don't know, maybe from the rest I will have the other things on the next slide. So I think that we can get moving. So the first one, he was punished for being naughty, or rebellious or disobedient. I think that these things you can use. So you can look at this cat. I think that, you know, cats are quite often naughty, like being up to no good, up to no good. If some, it can be about children as well. If children are up to no good, they're doing something, you know, let's say in disguise or something, something alike. This is the in disguise, like, you know, hidden somewhere or something like that. Something, you know, some tricks or things alike. And the next one, Kate is so stubborn that she just never listens. You can look at the picture. So there is mom and there is let's say Kate, and she's all the time just you know, swiping left and right on her Tinder. Of course, she's maybe too young for Tinder or whatever is the app, maybe Facebook, just scrolling up and down. And mom says to her, I don't know, please stop, we are just eating breakfast, can you just put it down for a moment? And it's like you know, still like looking at the phone. So she's so stubborn, she, you know, is not listening at all. So this is the feeling. Okay, and the next one is about something negative. So bad-tempered, very similar, is short-tempered, bad-tempered. So it's about person who is rather not so kind. So if somebody is bad-tempered, conquered is a synonym to that. It's like having rather a bad, a bad personality. So this is the thing that you can use quite often. Conquered is a synonym to that one, more advanced. And also we say that somebody is well-tempered, and it does the opposite. Well-tempered or just good-mannered maybe is a bit better one. Good-mannered or well-mannered, so in that case a bit better. Okay, so moving on, so I will just put that one for you. Well-mannered or well-behaved, these are the things that I think that you can use for the other people. Okay, the next one that we have here is cheeky. Cheeky. So cheek is here. You have cheeks. So when somebody is cheeky, you can look at this boy. So somebody who is cheeky tends to let's say the things that are maybe not rude, like slightly rude, but this person is not showing a lot of respect. It's like in a funny way, rather in a funny way. So you can have cheeky grin, like smile, or don't be so cheeky, like parents quite often say. So like when somebody is a bit rude, so unkind, but in a rather funny or hilarious way. Okay, and here we have the next pictures. So we have hardworking, so like somebody working in that industriously on something. Ambitious, it's rather obvious, so somebody who works very hard towards their aims. Polite, if somebody is polite, this person is just kind and knows how to behave in some situations. Timid is when person is a bit like stiff about different things. So timid person is a person who is shy and nervous. Shy and nervous, easily frightened, without much confidence. So it's quite often used for children or animals. So shy and nervous, timid, like mix of shy and nervous. The rest is rather easy. Frank is the same as sincere, and the last one, courteous. Here we've got courteous is like kind. It's very kind, or hospitable as well. Hospitable as well. But these words you will see in different examples. So wait for that. So the first one, I was too timid to ask for what I wanted. So shy, you have in the brackets. So picture, I think that shows the feeling timid, and it's a bit more advanced than shy. And then next one, he's not very sociable. He prefers to be alone. If somebody is sociable, this is the same as outgoing. Outgoing, sociable. So these kind of things you can use for people who like to be around the others. And the next one, to be perfectly frank with you, I don't think she is the person for the job. So frank is the same as honest, to be honest with you, to be like sincere or something, but to be honest is closer. We can also use for people. You are a bit frank, like too frank in that situation. You should be like behave more seriously with that one. Okay, and here is the word that I used before. So courteous. So the waitress was so courteous, like so we gave her a generous tip. So it means that she was so kind and helpful that you gave her, that's a proper tip. So courteous here we have as a word, quite difficult to pronounce, but start from court, like or court, and courteous, courteous, and it will be easier to say. It means very polite and kind. So when waiter is or waitress is like that, I think that it's great. And now I would like you to fill in the gaps. So tell me, please, what will be in the first, second, third, and fourth. So what will be the first? So the first one, he is not very sociable, of course. So sociable in the first one. He prefers to be alone. That is the first answer. It was I was too something to ask for what I wanted. So the first one is sociable. The next one is timid. Timid, short one, and not timid. Timid and sociable. What's before? He had the most wonderful, but still a bit, as I said, it might seem to be rude if you say that somebody is. But I will not tell you the word now. Maybe somebody will guess this one in the third. Cheeky, but without cedar. It's not courteous here. It's not courteous here, but rather cheeky. So Zbigniew is right. We can have a cheeky smile. Cheeky, but without C before K in that way. And the last one, rebellious or disobedient. He was punished for being the last one. Unfortunately, not courteous here. Court is like kind and very polite and this kind of feeling. So not really. So cheeky in that one. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Cheeky is very similar to sassy. Cheeky, sassy. These are similar words that you can use. Sassy, sassy, cheeky, cheeky, sassy. Okay, it's more or less the same. There are also the other meanings of that words, but in this case, you can say that they're more or less the same. He was punished for being naughty or rebellious or disobedient. These are the things that you can use also for children. Children are quite often naughty. Why are you so naughty? Stop. You just behave yourself. It's also quite common. Okay, now I would like you to match the adjectives and their opposite. So, something that is not equal, that just the opposite. So, what will be the first one? We have clever, clever. So, the opposite will be clever is something similar to bright or witty. So, it's like mix of these two things. So, what about this one? Stupid is the first one, or stupid. Stupid's American, stupid is British, so up to you. And the next one is generous, so not having any problems giving, out some money to the others. So generous, and the opposite should be like a person who is tight-fisted, tight, tight-fisted. So person who doesn't like giving money to others or lending the money. So mean also has the other meaning. So very similar to unkind. You can also say that somebody is mean. So it's not only about the money. So generous, mean, insecure. I think that who sang that? So insecure. So insecure song. Linkin Park it was. So insecure something something. It doesn't come to my mind now. So insecure. I don't remember. Maybe One Direction. What makes you beautiful? I believe that this might be this song. I'm not a huge fan of One Direction still, but okay. So insecure, outgoing. You are insecure. You are just unsure about many things. You are not self-confident. So this is the. I think that the opposite to insecure is rather self-confident. Self-confident will be better here. Quiet, so somebody who doesn't like talking much. I think the opposite will be talkative, so talking a lot, and shy, and I think that in this one, outgoing, so being more sociable and so on. But shy and insecure are really close in meaning. I mean, insecure has more meanings, so be careful with that one. It's good to have a look at that even later. So you can also say that your career is a bit insecure as you don't know what may happen in the future. But also you may be insecure, so lacking the confidence. So it's also the meaning. Okay, moving on to something a bit more difficult. So with this one, I will help you because it will take a lot of time. Maybe I will just give you some hints. So in general, if you have R, I mean adjectives starting with R, quite often you have this ear sound. So for example, responsible, irresponsible. So it's like R and R sound. It's like easier to remember. And when you have P, like at the very beginning, so then quite often we have im, like impatient is a good example, or these kind of words are quite often with im. Impartial, these kind of things also you have with let's say with p. So what else we have there? We have the other words. So friendly, imaginative, kind, mature or something, like reliable, responsible, selfish, sensitive, sociable, and untidy. So in general, if you have no idea, it's good to say un. So untidy, unsociable, what else? Unselfish, unkind, unorganized. In many cases, you have an, so it's good to remember that it just should be an. Unfriendly, but when you have age, so then quite often we have this. So dishonest. Remember about as it's a really common mistake. Unimaginative, immature here will have unorganized, impatient, as I told you before. Unreliable or just unreliable. Unreliable is better here. And the rest I already told you about. For those of you who didn't hear everything what I said, so this is the order. So unambitious, dishonest, disorganized, untidy, unsociable, but unkind, unreliable, unimaginative, and unselfish as well we have here. So these are negative forms of the adjectives. So negative forms, and the same we have with the last column. So insensitive, impatient, immature, of course, we have here, and irresponsible, the last one. And there is some nuance like between disorganized and unorganized. So unorganized is neutral. So if you don't want to be rude, it's good to use unorganized. If you want to be a little bit rude, it's fine to use disorganized in general. So his desk is unorganized, but he knows where everything is. His desk is disorganized, and he can't find a thing. So this one is with some negative feeling. So disorganized is, the sense of disorder here you have, and unorganized is a bit neutral, more neutral. Okay, so this one we can. Ooh, what happened here? What happened here? I have no idea. I have to change that later, but I hope that you can see it more or less. So the first one, Monica is a social butterfly. She loves meeting new people. And the next one, he is always the life of the party. The life of the party. So somebody, that makes the party amazing. So the opposite is party pooper, is the opposite to that. Party pooper is the opposite word. So tell me now what should be in those two gaps, and I will have a look what happened with these pictures there. It's crazy. So the first one, social. Butterfly, this is the first one, so somebody really sociable. And the next one, he has always been the it can be also soul of the party, or life, but in this way, life of the party, life of the party. Okay, and the last one that we have here is bar of laugh. So when somebody is really funny, really humorous, so it's like bar of laughs. The gestures are always a bar of laughs. They do book them for your wedding reception. So it means that they will be just at this person's wedding. And what was your favorite phrase from today? I just wanted to ask you which one was a new one and whether you enjoy it. I'm really curious about this aspect. So I said you don't add any, but maybe in the meantime there will be something. So summarizing, today we've covered different personality adjectives. I hope that you will use some of them in the future. Things like, I know, for example, irresponsible or responsible or but tempered, and other things we've covered together today. But also things like social butterfly and the other things, or cheeky is also a very common word. So try to use as many of them as is possible. I recommend that one. And also I will share with you my newsletter that I prepared for this week, so you can practice even more vocabulary today. So here is my newsletter. You can have a look and practice something else. And that will be all for today. So have a look on social media of Tutlo if you have some spare time. And I thank you so much for your attendance and your answers and everything. And I hope to see you again soon. Now I will run two poll questions. The first one is already there, and the second one will be there just in no time. Okay, and here is the second one. Thank you so much for your answers, and I hope to see you again soon on some other webinars. Goodbye for now.